Hello people, welcome to my channel. My name is Hillary and today I will be talking about my opinion on some book boxes. So as you saw in my intro, I will be today talking about book boxes and my opinion on them. So I will be going over some of the items I have received from FairyLoot and Illumicrate. I have things inside, so these boxes are a little bit heavy. And I will be also going over how I like these items, have I used them, what items are that I really don't like in book boxes, and also about the book choices and designs at the end of the video. So in general, I do have to say I mostly enjoy book boxes. I haven't had a book box that I have absolutely hated, and I have been getting Illumicrate from January 2021, so 1.5 years, and FairyLoot from December 2021, so a little bit over 6 months. And there are definitely some items that I have especially loved and using, and some of them I have not liked at all, and usually I have mostly given those away. In most cases, I take all the books and my husband takes a lot of the book items to be used. And I'll talk about that in a later with specific items. So first I do have to go over the pricing. So it is a little bit expensive for me since I'm living within European borders and not UK. So I just checked over how much I paid for August book boxes, and for Illumicrate it's 52 euros including shipping and tax, and for FairyLoot it's 58, so quite a big sum, but also the shipping and tax is taking up quite a lot of that space. If you take just book plus items, I think it's quite decently priced. So I have laid here down an array of different items that I have received, and I think I'm going over different categories and then telling you how I like them in general. So I think we're gonna start with the trinkets. So I think one of my favorite, definitely, and I know it's not the most popular one, is this bus. I think even if you don't like lilac bard in this particular case, I still think it's a beautiful thing to include in a box, and I want more of these. And also, I'm not gonna distinguish which came from FairyLoot and which came from Illumicrate. Probably I have more Illumicrate things because I haven't subscribed to that one more than a year more than FairyLoot. But yeah, I think from the trinkets, I think this is one of my favorite. And at some point when we are moving to our actual home and not renting an apartment and we have bigger space and have better and more bookshelves, I would love to have more of these kinds of busts. Other trinkets and decorative items, we have cotton. I think one of them were these weird keys from Illumicrate, and honestly, especially this one just looks plain weird. Next, we have these different kind of leather openers or swords. Both Illumicrate and FairyLoot does them. I think this one, some of them are better. Like this looks really flimsy and not a very good design. However, this one looks really nice, heavy. I haven't used any of these to open letters, but they look pretty on the shelf. For other kind of trinkets, I think we have gotten this one that I don't particularly care much about. What else? I know there were other trinkets. So from Illumicrate, it did also these kinds of like magnetic pictures, holders, and I think this is like really good idea. If you don't even like this, you can put your own picture behind it, and I think it looks beautiful. And I think for the last item in trinkets, we have to go over trinket tissues. So I know a lot of people have gotten them too many, and I understand where they come from, but I think if they're this pretty, then I can have more of them. However, and you can have different kind of uses for them also. You can use it even as a cake plate, who cares? In my personal opinion, I personally don't like these styles. I think the black and white picture doesn't very well go with this. So these aren't my favorite, but they're still lying around at my home. And maybe at some point I'll give some away, maybe not, we'll see. But in general, I actually quite like the trinkets, and I think they are very, very usable as decorative items. Also, some of the bigger trinket dishes, trays, I have given to my husband to keep his keys and other things, so I wouldn't mind more of them. I would like to see more interesting designs and maybe variety of sizes, so I could scatter them around my house and use them in different ways, even for example as I don't know, planting some plants or something, putting some grass for my cats to grow in. Next, I think we can go for cutlery and all of that kind of things. So I think we got this one, and I honestly love these kinds of, especially the wooden ones of glass trays. And actually I use all of my cutlery and everything else. I don't care if I ruin it because they are meant to be used. So I really like this design. I think different teacups are nice, however I don't like this design by itself because it's quite hard to read and see, but again, really nice universal thing. At some point we got these different measuring cups, and I think I have used one or two of them, so again also very, very useful. From the last FairyLoot and Illumicrate we got these different metal straws, and again very useful. I have some of myself bought before, and honestly you can have never too much, and if I have too much I can give it to my niece. Then we got this bamboo toothbrush, again very nice thing. I personally won't be using this, but I'm giving it for my husband as a travel toothbrush. We usually have separate travel toothbrushes. We use electronics ourselves, but not while traveling, so that would be really nice, and it's within its own container. For the different water or drink holders, I personally don't like this very much. I have a full metal one that keeps the ice cubes frozen on a hot day for hours, so I haven't used this actually at all, and I don't like the design on it. However, these ones I have used quite a lot. I like the size. I don't drink a lot of water by myself, so it's a nice size to put in a bag and doesn't take up too much space or is it too heavy. And we have a couple of more things. So we got at some point from Illumicrate these tea tins. So I have gotten two, I think, and I've given both of them to my husband. In one he gives his tea at work, and another one is for grounded coffee for work. And if I'm getting any more, I don't think I personally will need it, but I think I'm gonna give it to my mom also for her coffee at work, to keep its a really nice airtight container. So again, most of the items I actually use and I enjoy them a lot. Next, for different kind of fabric items, so we have a tea towel. I personally didn't like this one because it looks really faded. It has been washed only once and it actually looked like it paint this way. However, we got the beach towel the previous month that isn't very drying, but it's very soft and beautiful, so I took it to my country home in Solna and left it there. And I think we are getting a blanket at some box in September or somewhere there, so I'm really excited about that one. Also, I have gotten these different kind of pillowcases. I, by accident, ordered very little bit smaller pillows, but otherwise they look cute, and also I don't mind them. I do expect a little bit for these kind of fabric items, the quality to be a little bit better than this one, so for it to be useful. And maybe I am the one of most critiquing or about these items if they aren't very good quality, like this item. It looks faded, it looks ugly. I'm not the happiest with that box. So next we have different kind of mugs. So this isn't FairyLoot, Illumicrate. It is Illumicrate. Illumicrate does this, I think, in every other box or something like that. I have lots of them, and honestly I really like using them. They have been my preferred cup of coffee or for water. Right now it's also filled with water. And I like the designs in most of them. For some I don't like the design style or the book isn't very interesting, but up to this point I have been keeping all of them. They are a little bit too much probably, because my cupboard is getting full, but again, I really like it. I do have to say, actually, I think they used to be, I don't know, Illumicrates or FairyLoots used to be metal ones, and we were really excited about the metal ones, but these are porcelain, and these are okay. I would have preferred the metal ones, but again, I really like these. Another cups the boxes are doing are these. So we have a little tiny ones, and I know this is one of the items that most people are not liking them. However, I am keeping this for my espresso when we are moving to at some point to our home, and we are buying probably some sort of coffee machine. Right now we are using the French press for coffee, so these would be excellent espresso cups. Or you can, for example, plant some plants in it, or maybe put your jewelry in it or something like that. Find ways to use them. I think they are really, really pretty design. But so far, most of the things I'm not actually mad. We have been using them, or they are decorative items. And honestly, I'm still loving these items. I haven't gotten too many things. From the fabric side, there is one bag somewhere. I do love shopping bags. I know some people have said that they have gotten too many of them. However, again, same with as other fabric items, if they are good quality, so that means that I can wash them because I am using them, they get dirty. And if they're decent size, so what I like is that they have like extra fabric in the bottom to make them wide. That is one of my requirements, otherwise I'm not gonna use it probably. As long as they're good quality and decent size with extra fabric in the bottom, I'm all okay, and we're using them a lot. For the rest of the items, first we have these, again, they're kind of trinket things also, these book pots. I have been using them just as a decorative item. I know a lot of people put stationery in it, or you can put, again, plant some plants in it. I really love these designs, and I think if I have a bigger bookcase and a lot more of these, they would look really, really pretty. And I think this is like one of their higher quality, really nice things. For other different kind of boxes, most of them we have been using, and I have given most to my husband to keep his pencils in, or TNT stuff and so on. However, this is the one that I haven't actually used a lot. I don't like the design, and I don't know what to do with it. It's a full metal one. It's just the size is the awkward one. I don't like the design on it or the style of it. So yes, I think this is one of the items I have least liked. Next, we have inside these pins. I really loved when they did book-related pins, Illumicrate did, and I'm sad that they are not doing it. However, right now, since neither Illumicrate or FairyLoot are doing pins, I don't think I have gotten one in months, if not more. I do know we should be getting a pin panel at some point, and I'm like, why are you doing this when you're not giving us any pins to put on it? Which is like, I don't know. That's also one of the iffier decisions. Different kind of art prints, I think they're okay, but again, they're really tiny size, like this big. I'm not gonna find them. I wouldn't put them on my wall. Maybe if they were bigger and I really loved the art, but again, they're like these tiny sizes, awkward feeling, and I don't think I would ever use them. If they were a bigger size, I would probably frame them if I really liked the art. So they are in theory good items, but not so much in practicality, in my opinion. Next, we have these different kind of do-it-yourselves. I think they're okay. This was meant as a lantern, and honestly, you won't put an actual candle in it because it's made of wood, but I enjoyed it, and most of these things I am giving to my niece to do. I think we're almost to the end. We have these different kind of puzzles. I really like the Illumicrate's design of these boxes because you can display them by themselves. I haven't put any of the puzzles together, and I don't think I will because I don't think they're, again, too big, and I'm not sure if I want to hang anything on the walls of my house, these kinds of things, but they're very displayable. So I would hope that if there would be any future puzzles or these kinds, that they have these interesting designs on them that I can actually display them with no problems and not put the puzzles together. There have been a couple of more items. I think I really enjoy candles. I don't think we have gotten any other like lipsticks or creams or butters or anything of that sort, but I would be welcomed to try. At least it would be fun. So as I said before, socks are another fabric item that I'm more critiquing. So I think we could use a little bit more varying size and the quality maybe also. But I think we have a couple of more things left from the items. I'm seeing them popping up in my room here and then bringing more things in. So for the last couple of items, we have these book bags, and I really love the ones that have a zipper on top because we have a lot of raining weather. They're very nice and soft inside, and I actually use them. I put my iPad in it. I also occasionally transport books in it, especially books that I'm annotating. I can put my washi tapes and pens and highlighters and everything else inside, so I have it all together. For the book sleeves, honestly, okay, I get it. The book of Night by Holly Black, it was really, really foily. It was really, really hot, so I did put this on. However, I don't know. I'm not a fan of these very much. They're a nice idea, but I don't think I will be using them that much, maybe once or twice a year. And I think last item, then we have covered most of them, are bookends. So I like them in theory. However, I think the design could be different, because if I'm putting it on a bookshelf like this, then in most, like 80% of cases, you can't see the design because it's on that side and the bookcase is like this way. So I would prefer if they had like something of coming out. So that would be my preferred, because they are actually really, really pretty. I know there are like different places that you can put these and they would look pretty. However, there are fewer of them, and these that come out would look also really pretty in those shelves. So I think they're decent. However, I would like different kind of design to make them excellent. So what I can say in conclusion is that I love different kind of cutlery and decorative items, and like 90% of the items I can use and I enjoy, and I think they're pretty and they match my shelves. For the fabric items, I'm more critiquing, and usually there isn't very good quality in it. One thing I don't have and I want to mention is fairy lights, and I fucking hate them. I gave mine, the hard ones, to my niece. I don't know if she used them, if she threw them away. I honestly don't care, because first, they're very short. Second, they're battery operated. That means that they don't last very long, so you have to keep changing the batteries. And yeah, I think they're not useful. I think they're ugly, and I honestly hate those items, and I think they should not be included in the boxes. Other than that, I think most of the items have been good or decent. And now I'm gonna clean this up and come back with some books. So hopefully this part will go a little bit faster. I can tell you in general, I think the Illumicrate and FairyLoot books are decent. There have been really good books and average books. For me, most of them are YA, and I don't mind reading YA. I think they're really nice and nice pace and plot change for high epic adult fantasy that I am reading more and more. However, I find that a lot of the book, since a lot of them are debut, they lack a little bit of depth in them. They are lacking a little bit of decent plot, in my opinion, and for that I have given them mostly average rating. I'll first start with extra books. So once or twice a year, as of right now, we have gotten some extra additional books, and for them, out of them, I think I have gotten 4. I have read only one, the Ivory Key. What I can tell you about them, the first one I got, it didn't have any special editions done to it. Maybe just the author's signature in them. I don't know much about what I can tell about extra book is I haven't very much drawn to them, but I'll still read them and see how much I like. But I do like when they have done something extra. So here they have added the foil and the sprayed edges. Here they have changed the color. I think the original one was green, and also foil and change of like colored pages. And this one is really nice with extra here of design also. So these are extra books, and honestly, I'm really happy if I get extra books just to try something out. And that is one reason why I love getting these book boxes, is that they offer me new authors, lots of variety with authors from different worlds, different mythologies, some well-known, some absolutely new and not well-known, some really hyped, some not so hyped, and I love just to broaden my reading horizon. For the books themselves now, honestly, I don't care much about whether there is signature or not, but since they usually do include, most of these books have a signature, I expect all of them to have it. And if they don't, it's just that they usually include, so if they don't, it's a little bit sad. And I do prefer the signature to be inside the book and not on a book plate. Because if it's not in a book plate, I honestly don't care. It might get lost, and I don't think it gives a lot to the actual value of the book. For the designs, so sprayed edges, I love if they do something with actual designs, but I don't mind just plain one-colored sprayed edges. And for the book sleeves, in my opinion, recoloring isn't very special edition. I love if they do something absolutely unique, for example, completely redesigning it or changing something more, adding more. But yeah, and what I can tell you about the underneath the dust jacket art, I honestly don't care about it at all. Honestly, in most cases, it won't look pretty. I don't know, does it look pretty? I don't find them useful. I would prefer these kinds of prints to be separate. Or if you do something, do special edition end papers. For example, I think this one had. Yes, do these. These do make this book more special and also pretty and excellent use of art. So we'll go through some of these things. So the first thing we have are, again, I'm picking these books randomly. So the first thing are the sprayed edges. These are just plain ones, and I think they fit very nicely with the book. They're not too special, but I think they look pretty, and I don't mind the sprayed edges. I especially love the black one. And also I think these ones, this just got foil, this just got a little bit redesigned of the color scheme. Again, I don't think they look that special edition. However, they're okay. For this one, so this is my own little bit of, I'm not happy with it. So the Jasmine drawn by Dasha Shuri. It has a book plate. I don't like it. I put it here just so I wouldn't lose it. There also a second book came out, I think, from Illumicrate. And honestly, I don't think it's that special edition. I think it's the same design as the original book. It just has these sprayed edges, and honestly, I don't think it's that special. So if I'm reading and enjoying it, and I want the second book to be physically owned, then I think I'm gonna buy just regular art pack, because it basically looks almost the same. And then we have this Portrait of a Thief. So this looks very similar to the original design. However, I think they did something with the glasses and put the hand with the A here and put some design like tigers behind it. And I think this, for me, qualifies as kind of redesigned cover, adding something to it. I think that covers most of these. There are a couple of special cases that I'll go over at the end. Then for the sprayed edges and everything else, I love the two-toned these and this kind of designs, and I like that this one, I would prefer it to go round. For example, Calend is a really good, nice one, so it doesn't just cut off at one point, and this is also nice. The vines are wrapping everything around. However, for example, like this one that has the designs here, but it cuts off here, I find that it doesn't look as good as it wraps around unless the design like properly stops. I think another example of this is this one. I would prefer it to go around all of it. But for example, we have a dragon just here, so it starts here, it ends here, it's just a picture, and I'm not bothered by it. So it depends on the design. If it's cut off, I would like it to be wrapped around. And I really like the ombre. And here, I don't actually mind that it stops that much because it's ombre and it changes. Although it would have been really nice for it to be wrapped. But I also like that these kinds of like, there is clouds also on the book cover, so it does flow really nicely and goes well together. And honestly, I love this book. So what I can tell in conclusion is I would love for them to make it really special and do something completely different with their covers. And I don't mind the blocked spray edges, but also if you're doing design, maybe think a little bit through it. So now I'm going to talk a couple of my opinions about foiling on the cover. So I have 3 examples. One is Book of Night by Holly Black, and I love this. It is a little bit busy. However, you can see the designs, the leaves very nicely, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's within a frame, and it looks, I love it. The second one, the FairyLoot and Illumicrate both does, is different kind of pictures. And for this, the line art is very thin, and you can see the picture quite well. I think it's a little bit to the side, but otherwise I like it. However, sometimes what they both do, or I haven't distinguished which one does it, is that they have quite thick lines and you can't distinguish the picture. And the Drowned Woods example is this, because if you look at it, you have to look at it really truly to see what is in here and not just random scribbles. So I really hate these kinds of pictures. I would prefer if they did just thin line art like this one here, or they did completely something different. I would even prefer maybe this kind of design, although I don't like it. I prefer if there was a quote or I don't know, book title or something in there. But this is also preferred. You can see the picture very, very well. And now I'm going over 5 books that I really love, and the 2 of them have another problem that I have. So I got cut off at some point, but what I wanted to show you is this absolutely beautiful edition of Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Look at these sprayed pictures. And here again, it's a picture, it's a full picture. I would have preferred maybe if you didn't have these flowers and it was actual limited picture here, but it's an absolutely beautiful edition of the book. So we have beautiful end papers, really nice seeable design here. Everything is absolutely beautiful in this one, and I think like 99% of people agree with me. Even if you don't like the story, the book itself has been designed marvelously. Next we have This Woman Kingdom, and this is a beautiful, so if you don't want to do dust jacket, completely redesigning the cover, this is the way to go with it, and I think everyone was really impressed with this one. Another way of doing it is if you want to keep the cover for the book is Marvel's Light by Freya Marshke. So we have these beautiful flowers here. I would have preferred them to be wrapped. However, the cover is see-through and the book itself is like this. So that means that you have a beautiful book and you can display it like that, but you can see with see-through cover the actual part of the book, and that is my way to go with. I saw this and I knew it. This is how they should design their books if they have a beautiful print on it, or not use a cover. For example, they did Blood Cyan, and this one I removed the cover because the cover looked exactly the same, and I am like, why are you giving me this? Why? So I just chucked the cover away. I think the cover had like the author's name and book name, but we have book name here also and author's surname. So why do we have that? Another one that is absolutely beautiful edition is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff, and we have this beautiful design. And here again, it's a picture here, so I don't find the black sprayed edges here fit very well. However, the cover underneath, like the actual book, looks so beautiful that I just chucked the cover to a box, never to be seen again, because honestly, why you wouldn't want to display all of this? So this one would have also probably benefited with the see-through covers maybe, but also without it. So I think the book boxes should a little bit put a little bit more effort on designing the books, and also chuck the cover if you don't need it. On the whole, I think the book designs are mostly okay, but there are really beautiful gems 2 to 3 times a year, and those gems do make up for all the average designs. So this is about it. So maybe it was a little bit more informational also for if you're thinking about getting a book box. So these are what Illumicrate and FairyLoot does. On the whole, I think some of the choices for the trinkets and other book items, and also for the books, some Illumicrate does it sometimes better, sometimes FairyLoot does it better. But honestly, if we're talking about book design lately, then these are 3 from Illumicrate. This was, I think, October last year, December last year, and January. So these are one of the like really highlights. And I think this one, and this was FairyLoot's highlight, at least for me, that I have gotten. You can let me know your opinion about the book boxes in general or other book boxes down in the comments below. But that's about it for today. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and bye!